We did it. We made it through another week, you guys. It's good to be here. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what that sound means?
Wait, hold on. It's become trademark.
That sound means another episode of Customer States.
There you go. That's
Welcome.
What are we at? Episode 7 now?
Something like, 7.
Yep.
Lucky
We are
number
at 7.
Lucky number 7.
Ooh,
Lucky number 7.
or unlucky, depending on who you are.
Shut your
No,
mouth.
Dun,
it's
dun,
lucky.
Shut your mouth.
dun.
It's always lucky.
We don't need that.
So, another episode of Customer States. I'm Allie Paul. I've been in the warranty industry, in the automotive industry, for about 11 years now. And to the left of me, I have Jake Rikis.
Oh, thank you. You're getting really good with your left and rights.
I did have to put my hand out.
She did.
L means left.
I saw her lift up her hand. I'm like, very good. Hey, guys, it's Jake Rikis again. Been in the automotive field since I was about 6. Been a service advisor for a little over 3 now. And all the way across the room is Mike Serra himself. Mike.
Hi, guys. My name's Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Mike Serra. I've been in the automotive industry for about 20 years now, a little over 20 years. I'm a senior master technician, shop foreman, transmission technician, and I also wear many other hats. And the glue that holds this thing all together over there in his high table is Kevin Waters. Why don't you say something, Kev?
Something.
Bell at the ready.
You know, one of my buddies at work asked, it's like, who's the guy? One of my texts, he's like, who's the guy who's like talks sometimes in the background? He's really fucking funny. Why doesn't he talk more? I'm like, that's our producer.
We're waiting on money for a new microphone. Sponsors, get at us, please.
Yeah,
we need a new board and a new microphone.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah.
I'm talking into like a screamo band microphone. I have to bend over so I sound all nasally. Yeah. It's crazy.
That
I'm
was
basically
my old
making
band.
out with this microphone.
that was my old band microphone, so I understand.
Microphone.
It's definitely
Yeah, nice.
a Kevin microphone intimate moment.
Yeah, it's
Very,
always great to
very
watch him
close,
lean over and get
sweet
real
nothing.
close, get up on it.
Get a nice cleavage shot.
Yeah.
Cleavage.
From up here, does it look like I'm talking to a bunch of tiny robot penises?
Well, he's not wearing his V-neck this time, so there's not quite much of a cleavage shot.
Shit, man.
Okay, so
DV.
right off the top, I want to give a personal shout out to my heavy line department. They have been going like gangbusters. They've been backed up for quite some time, and finally are able to get caught back up. And they had asked for a shout out because they did such a good job, and I absolutely agree with them.
Fuck yeah.
I just want to say
Hooray!
thank you, Eric, Danny, Christian, Diego, Anastasia. You guys are amazing.
I don't know why, but I want to give extra props to Diego. I just, just for the hell of it, Diego, I like you already.
I'm choosing Anastasia.
Nastasia.
Oh, Nastasia. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm
Nastasia.
so sorry.
Hey, it was a learning
Nastasia.
experience for me too. But she's an amazing technician.
That's a really cool name.
She's our newest
Is she
heavy
Russian?
line. I don't know. I haven't asked yet.
Nastasia kind of sounds Russian.
Yeah,
So
she's our newest
with
heavy
Russian
line
accent.
diesel tech, and
Nice.
she's phenomenal. And so now we've got 5 heavy line techs at our dealership,
Oh, yeah, dude.
and they are just cranking it out. It's just amazing to really see they're doing good for the customers and doing good for the dealership. So they definitely deserve the shout out.
Nice.
So once again, thank you guys. We love you, and keep doing what you're doing because it's working.
Holding the glue together.
Yeah, for sure.
So, we're all in SoCal. So at any given time, some form of the state, well, we're in California, SoCal, it doesn't really matter. At one point, somewhere in California, it's on fucking fire. It's just
Oh,
something.
there's always
yeah.
some excitement that
Exactly.
way. Definitely.
Everybody thinks we are a dumpster fire. They're about 50% of the way there because we're on fire at some point.
Fair.
It was funny because the other day I was in the service or in the service office writing up a customer. And they come in and they're like, "Do you smell smoke? Is somebody smoking in here?" And we're all like, "No." And
I'm over here
such a
checking my
different
t-shirt.
yeah, say seriously, because I'm a smoker. I'm sitting there. It's like, no, I think I'm good this time. And so she goes, and I look at my buddy across the way, and I'm like, "Do you smell smoke?" He's like, "No." It's like maybe she's having a stroke. And so another car comes up. He goes outside, rides him up, and I see his eyes light up, and he does this little dance that he does. Yeah, exactly. And he comes inside, and he's like, "Dude, the hill's on fire!" And it also
There's so many hills around us too. So
right, like it doesn't really
It's
narrow it down
kinda-
much.
yeah.
Exactly. So he comes in, and that's also the other thing. It's like we somehow get not really excited, but we're like, "Oh my god, it's a fire!" Not like we see them every other fucking week when it comes into summertime.
Well, I mean, it's
So-
something new. You're
Well,
easily
it's like-
excitable when it comes to that.
will it fuck up the internet? Do I get to go home?
Right, exactly.
Will the power go out?
Right, leave the houses alone and everything like that. Just burn down the main power source to my dealership. I will go
Please
home.
let the air compressors be affected first.
So he comes in, he's like, "Dude, it's on fire." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I go outside, and sure enough, it's fucking dark. I mean, it's a big ass plume. So sure enough, I called Mike, and I dial on my cell phone, and I pick it up, and first thing he fucking says is, "No, it's not the fucking dealership on fire."
Thermal event with visual effects.
Exactly. And I pulled out the callback. I'm like, "Did you guys have another Mustang explode?"
I thought it was an SUV.
It was an SUV.
Yeah, it was just a Mustang joke.
No, I mean, literally, Jake calls me. So, I'm standing outside of my stall staring at this fire. It's across the hill from the dealership. And Jake's calling, pick up the phone. "No, Jake, it's not us that's on fire."
I didn't even say anything. It's like he picked up and went click, and he's like, "No, it's not fucking us, dude."
Well, that's going on the podcast.
That fire was put out so quickly. I barely even heard about it until after
Did you-
everything was all.
Did you hear
Said and
that?
done.
And I'll use his initials, but HN, main up owner of the dealership.
Yes. Uh-huh.
His house was right over.
Click. I get it.
Yeah, his
I know
house.
what you're talking
Yeah, his
about.
house was right over there. He's like right there next to the fire.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
That's one of my good buddies. Two of my good buddies from the dealership lived over in that area. And I mean, literally, I don't know if you guys saw it. It's the hill right
Yeah.
over there.
Yep.
Yeah. So I get a call from Kevin saying, "Hey, so-and-so says like the hill behind the house is on fire when she's going to go get Kono. Where are you?" I'm like, I guess I'm coming home. I throw everything in my toolbox,
Yep.
slam everything closed, throw my backpack on. I actually ran from my stall to my truck, which is not a short distance. And if you don't know me, I'm not a big fan of running. Okay. So
If there's not an assailant, I don't need to be running.
if I'm not being chased by some sort of wild animal that I can't easily kill with my bare hands, then
that's
I'm not
totally
running.
man and woman brain. I'm like, is somebody going to be chasing me? And you're like, a wild boar is going to come after me.
Well, and speaking of assailant, it's like if I'm sitting there and somebody's coming at me, and I'm all like, "Okay, the only like way I can be safe is if I just book it, and it's like a 1 mile sprint." It's like, well, I guess I'll die.
You don't have to be the fastest. You just can't be the slowest.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the zombie theory there.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you're being chased by bears, you don't have to be the fastest. Just don't be the slowest.
True.
Always,
Bear
always
zombies.
bring your fattest best friend that you can. It's like, why do you always bring me camping, dude?
Gravitationally challenged.
Gravitationally challenged. Holy shit.
Thank you. Thank you.
How you simply ask them, it's like, "I want to be your friend." Why? Well, how high can you jump? How you were saying, Ali, that they put that fire out really quick. The pilots that do that shit, like, just scream right over the top of those fucking hills. Like, the fixed wings are, impressive enough, but when they drop that 737, that Boeing,
That's a giant passenger airplane
huge.
retrofitted to
right, and
be
it's
a
like
water hauler or fire retardant hauler.
and it's like 400 or 500 feet off the fucking ground. It's like, you guys are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
That is adrenaline junkie shit, man. I
Well,
don't care.
they're all like, ex Air Force or
Exactly.
Navy.
Well, and they're sitting there like, "Oh, there's a fire. Oh, there's a fire."
Well, what I couldn't believe is how fast the air response was. I mean,
No shit.
there were 3 or 4, different fire departments in the area on it.
Oh, yeah,
but before I could even,
Cal
before I could
Ventura
even,
County.
but maybe less than half an hour or 45 minutes into it, we had already had air support.
Yep.
I mean, it was just
And shout out to Canada because well,
Seriously.
so we got
the Canadian geese flew over and provided a downdraft support.
So the crazy fires that we had either last year or the year before that, they gifted us
2019.
They gifted us a Sky Crane, they gifted us a Sea Stallion, and they gifted us, I think, a 737. And they're like, nope, it's yours. You guys are burning to the fucking ground. Here's a gift.
Wow.
Thank you, Friends of the North.
Yeah, exactly. That's parked out at the Babama Rio Airport.
Man, I don't know where that is. You're gonna have to show me on a map.
So I have okay. So
if you've hit the strawberry field, you've gone too far.
Speaking of fires and like fire engines and stuff like that, like the big ass trucks, one of my dreams is to, the little guy in the little like cubby hole in the back at the end of the.
You're talking about a hook and ladder.
Yeah, hook and ladder they do the independent steering.
Correct.
I want to do that just one time. I just want to. I want to sit in that little box.
Seinfeld
and steer in the rear.
Remember Kramer in the back?
Oh, I don't.
Steer the rear.
Yeah, great dream of mine.
It's honestly, that would probably be something fun to at least try. I've always been curious if that's difficult.
Yeah, like on a skid pad or something.
Right?
Like,
Deja vu!
Oh,
man, just keep going straight. I'm going to be all over the place, though. What happens if you go left and I go hard right?
Only one way to find out.
Fucking tear the knob off.
Okay, so how about we talk about this then? Let's talk about weird descriptions of customer noises.
Oh,
okay.
You know what I mean?
Down. You got to start with rocket ship, though, man. It's
okay.
I'm going to let you start this one.
Pictures to follow. So again, I say this probably every episode. I really enjoy reading the appointment descriptions in the morning before every morning.
Like
just kind of see what's coming into the shop for the day. I know how many appointments, what's going to this department, what's going to this department, what's coming to my department, things like that.
And it goes great with a cup of coffee when you're like, oh.
Coffee or popcorn.
I don't have either of those early in the morning.
You don't have coffee? You're not a coffee drinker?
Not really, no. Not before work.
He's like, it's spelled whiskey?
No, I wake up already jacked. I'm like ready to go when I wake up. I'm just up and running, ready to go in the morning.
No, I need
people hate me for
it. To deal with the bullshit
I put on my
day.
shoes, I pet my dog, I go to work.
Yeah. So pictures to follow. Literally word for word, the appointment states. Customer states under Excel, you can hear spaceship noise. Check and advise.
When you first told me about that, I shit you not, it was 15-20 minutes just like, what does a spaceship sounds like?
This is written on like a legal repair document, like in the court of law, a legal document, spaceship noise.
You have to record what the customer states.
But you need more information.
You have to say that.
Like what kind of spaceship? Like are we talking like a TIE fighter?
Okay.
Jetsons. Yeah.
I mean, in space, technically, you can't hear anything. So.
Oh.
Can't even hear you scream.
No.
Ooh.
Maybe it was like a Jetsons situation. Like.
Well, yeah, that's what I was asking. Yeah, it's like, is it like George Jetson or like a TIE fighter? Or,
okay, so yeah,
does it sound like this?
Is it the spaceship? The noise of the spaceship traveling, or is it the noise?
Oh, like the operating, like
yeah,
maybe
like the doors opening, like
thrusters.
Dude, it's the Star Trek door shut. Wait. It's like.
You know what? Strangely enough, that's the noise he was making.
So to me, that sounds like wind noise. Like the rearview mirror had a piece of tape on it. It was like flapping and making some whistle or something.
So I pull the ticket out of the box. I read it. I said, "Oh, you've got to be kidding me!" So I go up to the service writer and I said, "Can you please expand on this at all? What do you mean spaceship noise? What the fuck does that mean?" I don't know, dude. That's just what they said. They couldn't describe it any better. It's just it's a fleet vehicle. The guy didn't know anything. It's like, oh my God. So I get into it, and it's one of these giant empty box truck vans for
Amazon
a package delivery service of sorts.
Come on, we need more to work with.
Yeah, so it's an Amazon delivery van, right? And it's just a big empty box similar to the Jeep. So
Gotta get a Jeep.
I get in it and I start driving it down the road. And as soon as you get above like about 20 miles an hour, you can hear it. And, you know, it's not a spaceship noise, but it's a bearing noise. And it's a high frequency bearing noise. And so, yeah, the faster you go, the louder the hum gets, or the vibration, the moan, whatever it gets. And yeah, so I mean, I've never been on a spaceship before, so I don't exactly know what they sound like.
Would you like to be?
Wait, hold on. I need to back up for a second there. Mike, did you just say the moan?
The vibrations and the moan.
Yeah, so sometimes
do cars moan.
So yeah, sometimes
just with a higher speed and just
You're gonna be soundbiting that for later.
I just blew out the microphone probably.
When can we get the soundboard, Kevin?
When I get money.
When I get money.
Sponsors, get at us.
Oh my god, I just turned so red from doing that.
That was hilarious. It's like, yeah, it's weird. When I put on the gas, it's
and anyway, to answer your question, Kevin, yes, sometimes bearing noises or like rotational noises will be described as moans.
Because it's like
that's not a car, that's my wife.
It's just like a lower noise opposed to like the spaceship high frequency, higher pitched noise. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's
kind
of it's hard to describe it, but if you had to like
that's pretty damn close
with your mouth. Yeah. They call it like a moan or a boom sensation. As opposed to like
usually,
a rotational or
usually with
noise
me,
or a whining noise.
Usually with me, the moan comes after the boom, but that's another story.
And boom goes the dynamite.
And boom goes the dynamite.
The moan should come before the boom.
No, it's because then it surprises you. It's like boom, sneak attack, bitch!
Don't be selfish.
Oh my god!
I noticed that Kevin is holding the microphone now. Do you think that this is going to be beneficial for you in the upcoming fight?
I think so, but I can hear it pop.
Pop?
How is that different?
When I turn the microphone on. Oh man, like I really got to get on it.
Yeah,
this microphone.
Get up on it,
dude.
Please, it's my microphone from like 20 years ago,
yeah,
or no,
hear me turn it on.
17 years ago, maybe. It's
Dude,
high school
we
era.
should hang this from the ceiling.
Oh,
I don't want any more holes in the ceiling.
Ready to rumble!
Just put it up on the fan right now.
Heavily trademarked.
We are now going to be sued.
Once again, nobody listens to this.
Yeah, we're doing something right.
And me and you were discussing, it's funny how customers, like when they come in, they're like, well, the car's got this many miles and it's this and that, and I just don't know what it needs. Maybe an oil change, maybe wipers, I don't know. But if they have a concern, it's like, have you ever like taken a trout and put it inside of a Ziploc and just shook it? That's kind of the noise that it's making. And it's like, what the fuck, man? That's like, where do you get this shit? It's like,
what do you do on the weekends?
Seriously.
Dude, the one about the
oh shit. Yeah. So
please,
okay, so
come on.
Customer states when braking, sounds like someone, and I quote, is dragging a nail across a metal garage door. It's like, bro, how much practice have you had with this shit? Yeah, exactly.
How do you know what that sounds like?
Right.
Even?
But the beneficial part to this is that, like, we all know exactly what that sounds like, right? Like, you have an idea of what that sounds like. The spaceship is so fucking, like, obscure.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many.
Any noise.
It could be any noise. Like, if it's sounding like the thruster is going off, like, we have a huge problem.
So because we're going to actually, what we're going to lead into is just end of the month, just to give you guys a bit of a heads up. I just got a text from my dispatcher. So here's this.
This just in. Beep, beep, beep,
yeah,
beep,
exactly.
beep,
So he goes, oh my fucking God, Jake. Someone, and I just left sorry. Yeah, exactly, right there. So just left, comma, fucking this customer just showed up at 5:58 for a drop for a check engine light malfunction on her new car. And the cunt in sales, this person, demanded an appointment for a customer with a loan car Tuesday for paint scratches on another new car. What the fuck? Sorry, bro. Just wanted to share my frustration. I'm going to go get high. I'll see you on Monday. By the way, I'm in the back alone smoking a cig. Pretty peaceful after close. Miss you, buddy. Our dispatcher, he's a great guy. I really like him.
Wonderful. He's one of my favorite employees.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Besides you, Jake.
Oh, shout out to Mr. Wengler.
Oh, yes.
Mr. Wengler. Have a great weekend. When it's spelled GW.
Oh,
Great.
Wait, it's spelled great?
It's spelled great.
Oh my God.
It's probably a typo. I kind of hope it's not, but
we're gonna go ahead and assume that it's not a typo.
That's seriously the cutest text I've ever heard. It's nice to have something like that after such a crazy week.
fuck, man. And with it being month end, especially,
Oh my God.
everybody
Month end.
knows who is in this industry. Month end is a fucking hellstorm.
It is literally the worst. Everything is trying to get done, and at the dealership level, there's like 4 or 5 different departments worth of stuff trying to get filed at the same time.
Everything needs to just stop and get in the next day so everything can end and start the fuck over again. And it's definitely the most stressful time of the month.
Yeah.
Everybody decides that they want to work at the end of the month.
Holy fucking shit, it's like your term papers due. It's like you've had 3 months to do your term paper to graduate college, and you're like, fuck, this is due in 15 minutes.
Have you been sitting on all this paperwork all this time? What is going on here?
Seriously, Mike, you hit the nail on the head there. Like, we will have invoices and shit like that come into the office all fucking... Our managers are getting it all fucking month. But, end of the month? Oh, it's 3 hours before you have to leave? Oh, here's 600 invoices to post. Like, that is exaggerating, but like literally there'll be 75.
It's exaggerating, but literally.
Well, no, seriously, that's literally what happens is, month end happens.
Oh shit, this
we've
is
been
on my
backed
desk.
up for a while. Now you have, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 120 ROs you have to close that day. Oh, okay. Well, we just need you to stay late and take care of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me bend over backwards and gladly sniff my own ass just so we can get this done.
I'm just now getting repair orders that were closed, a week ago, and now in a month, it's just now getting to my desk. Why is that? If this was just been done in a timely fashion, then
it's because
maybe.
Your service writers want to hit their bonuses, and if they
my
don't get it in
fucking
the
God.
last day,
okay.
Don't be
they
so
don't hit
cynical.
that
I don't
shit.
think it's like
Yeah,
that.
it's
I don't
not.
think it's
Okay,
like
but
that.
it definitely has a part to play.
Yeah, I mean,
you guys why?
Okay, so me personally, it's like, yes, you have your bonuses to hit or whatever the case. If even if it is month end, I like Fridays to be, my dispatcher feels the same way, all the other riders feel the same way, especially with month end this month, landing on a fucking Friday, just as a double whammy.
Is a weird coincidence.
100 fucking percent. We like having Fridays be a little light, not crazy or anything, but instead of it being the regular, exactly, instead of it being the regular workflow, it's like, maybe we'll steer clear of like late afternoon appointment or late morning appointments, or
try to finish up what's in the shop,
exactly,
and
process
everything
or
through.
Make the morning really busy and have it be an early afternoon. We're done, and then you can do your PDIs. You can wait for the 400 fucking phone calls you're going to get because everybody say, "Oh my God, I need to make a fucking appointment."
Yeah,
and all this
Friday.
shit.
Well,
and that's the thing, man. It was like today. It's like multiple fucking things just shat all over the place. This was one of the craziest month ends in a while. To be honest, it was the first kind of bit of normalcy I felt like at the dealership where
since the
pandemic, it's like, and I'm like, holy shit, I did not fucking miss this. I did in a sense, just because it's like, oh, it's that feeling of we're busy, there's more work, there's more people. But I'm like, holy shit, man, I really did not miss this.
Well, I mean,
getting back into the swing of things is definitely going to have a big effect on a lot of people too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of my month end right now as well, as, we're trying to find people to work for that cashier position and stuff like that. You can't find anyone. You have month end, you're filling in, you're doing all these things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really a really stressful time. And the shit trickles downhill.
Right. Well, I had it was towards
into the office.
Right. It's like, why the fuck? Why are the ceilings leaking shit?
We might be upstairs, but it's trickling down.
Right.
For sure.
So my sales manager called me fairly towards the end of the day, and he goes, hey man, did you call that customer?
What customer?
I'm like, oh, that fucking narrows it
that
down.
specific customer?
Which
Okay.
one?
It's like,
please?
bro, did you see that blade of grass? It's like, what the fuck, man? It's like, help me out here a little bit. He's like, the one I told you to call.
The customer with the face.
Still not fucking helping me out, man.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I lost the paperwork, so I don't remember his name. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Sounds like a you problem, bud.
Right. And he's like, well, the one with the paint damage, and it had what we did is your, homeboy next to you did the, the repair on the washer line because the rats chewed through it, and that's okay. But now there's scratches, and we have to fix them. And you were supposed to get her in a loan car and do this. And I'm like, I don't. Fuck, dude, you got me.
Bring me a VIN number, a customer name,
right?
or
Something.
order
And he's
number,
like,
something.
I don't fucking know, man. I think his last name was like Musclopia or whatever the fuck. I'm like, okay.
Oh, that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
sure.
remember that one,
It's like
yeah.
everything comes back to me like a bolt of lightning, and he just goes, "Ah, fuck it," and he hangs up, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then he calls back 10
Is he
minutes,
just like in his office crying?
and then he calls back, and he's like, "Okay, it's this person." I'm like, still not with you there, man. And he's like, "Dude, come on, you got to help me." And I'm like, "Well, what the fuck?" And he's like, "It was this time, this person, and this chick, she had the blonde hair." And I'm like, for whatever reason, I remembered that. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
You remember the blonde?
I'm all like, yeah. It's like now I know who you're fucking talking about. So, but it was like, dude, it's the fucking 30th. What the fuck? So we need to get him in right now. The fuck we don't.
Yeah.
What do you expect me to do, man? It's like, come down here right the fuck now, man. I'll stay here till 7:30 for you. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it doesn't really work like that, because it's not just the one person that has to stay to do the job or write the repair order. It's the other people that have to stay to be there to get the parts from the parts department, or to generate the next line for the repair order. There's like at least one or two other people that are involved with somebody staying late to do some sort of operation.
Absolutely.
It's and you can't inconvenience an entire dealership. We have normal operating hours.
And it needs to run smoothly too, especially when it comes to month end. I mean, okay, so you have your parts. All of those parts have to go to the office. All the invoices have to be closed. All of those invoices have to be posted. All of those invoices have to be reconciled against the whatever charge accounts are open. There's so much minutia. That's like really part of why I wanted to get involved in this podcast too, is that there's like so many little things
behind the scenes that
behind
you
the
don't,
scenes.
you think
And,
it's
like,
just
it might
finishing
not
your
be-
stories and stuff, but no, it's way more than that.
Yeah.
Way more than that.
And it's hard too, because like it is a hard job, and there is a lot of things that people don't notice. Like, okay, if you don't close this line just the right way, it makes the AP and AP person, the accounts payable, and the accounts receivable person that's posting it gets chinked up there, and then it comes to me, and then it's late, and my service manager is like, "Hey, when are you gonna get
Heavy
that?
breathing.
Yeah, hey, when are you gonna get that $3,000 claim paid? Because it's really got to get closed today." So
Yeah, I'm getting right on it. Hold on.
Oh, there you go.
if only
That lovely sound.
And there's a lot of pressure. There's 5 girls in the office.
How's the pressure?
Oh, that's a story for next time.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll let you think about that.
Oh,
one.
a little in studio teaser
the
again.
First
Yeah.
massage that I ever got.
What?
Like,
Wait.
I
Whoa.
was,
Hello, my name is Sven. How's the pressure?
yeah. So I was like super nervous, and the guy like leans in, and there's like whale sounds with chimes.
There was also
like, in
there
the
was also this
background.
sound.
That
I'm
does help me
falling
relax.
behind. What is this?
And then just like the tinkling of the chimes.
You heard
And
a
he
dub.
leans in. How's the pressure? And I fucking lost my shit. I was laughing hysterically. And so I tell
Would you
Dave,
like a hot stone
I
massage?
was like, I lost my shit. It was supposed to be like all calming. It
Oh
was just
my
so
God.
fucking funny. How's the pressure?
Yeah, I said I would. It's like, are we gonna fuck or what, dude?
Oh, you went to go see him afterwards, Jake?
Yeah, exactly. Sven has wonderful hands.
Oh, I bet.
Very strong hands.
And to follow or to recap on that, another thing my sales manager did.
Sales manager.
He, with like how we were talking, the last episode or the episode before last was the shortage because of the semiconductors or the microchips.
That was like 2 or 3 episodes
Either
ago.
one. Call back to that.
Kevin?
That was months ago.
That was months ago, motherfucker.
This is only the 7th episode. Fuck you.
So he goes, all right, man. So we need like all the PDIs done today. Now, I'm sitting there and my blood's already starting to fucking boil. And he's like, we don't have any fucking, stock right now, man. We're low. It's all like everything's a lottery and I need them out on the line. I'm like, okay, you know what, man? I will see what I can do.
Does it look like anybody in this shop is sitting down right now?
Fuck,
What do you think they're doing?
We were all
They're
running-
working on the customer cars.
We were all running around just like chickens with their heads cut off today. It was just no fun. And I'm like, okay, you know what, man? Fine. We'll see what we can do. So we get 9 out of the... hold on, let me do math real quick.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know. We get 9 out of the 15 that we get. We got a truck of 9 and then a truck of 6. So they bring us the, the window numbers, like the actual stock number to put in the windshield.
Yep.
Inside of a Ziploc, we put the paperwork in, the PDIs are done, whatever. They bring us 9. We get those done, believe it or not, today. And the techs just stepped up. They're like, screw it. We'll go ahead and do it.
People felt it's the magic of month end.
I-
Everyone just wants to work.
Lots of teamwork this week.
Yeah,
Lots of
You know
lots
what?
of
I do
teamwork
have
this week.
appreciation for it.
There
Thank
you go.
you.
Good hustle, boys.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Bell of
as they say.
appreciation.
I'll even be honest and give a shout out to like my techs. It's like everybody really honestly hustled pretty goddamn hard today. Even some of the techs who usually it's hot out or they've gotten how they would say nothing but bullshit work, somebody else is being fed, they shut down. I get it. It's tough to see other people get good work and however you think's happening or whatever, the politics, blah, blah, blah. Everybody really stepped up pretty good. So, but with that, got those 9 PDIs done, and we're still waiting for the other 6 to get stocked into the system so that
Right.
we can do that. We call. Coming to the end of the day, they're like, no, we won't have them until Monday. Okay, fuck you too, bro.
What?
Exactly. And then
So that's your problem.
Exactly. There's that. And then we go, so are you going to send one of the porters to come get this to either, restock the line or put them in the annex or something? And they're like, no, we're too busy. It's like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
you
So we
just hit a wall
jumped
sometimes.
over hurdles and bent over backwards for you to get all these done, and now you don't even give a shit about them.
Pretty much. And you know who I'm talking about in sales.
Mhm.
And I love him.
Oh,
It's
you
like,
know.
Same.
huh? Yeah, exactly.
Even if he has made me cry.
Yeah.
That's your fault.
What? What?
The time you and
Don't look at me like that, Kevin.
they pulled a prank on me when we were buying the
Oh,
car.
it's just a prank.
That
Dude, I forgot about that. That was funny as fuck.
Because Jake's dad came in and Jake wasn't working at the dealership yet. Jake's dad came in and my sales manager comes in and says, you know what? Jake's dad's a fucking asshole. Why'd you bring him in here? Like, I don't want to sell you a car if you're going to bring these asshole people in. And then I start crying because I'm
What?
because like I like specifically said like be cool, bro. Like
What?
I have
'Cause-
to work here. Jake
'cause
doesn't
she-
work here at this point. This
'cause
is the
she-
first car I've ever bought in my life.
Because she knows that my dad will step up and protect her like that. It's like,
So
don't try and...
one quick second interjection here, just in case it hasn't been made official on the podcast. Jake and Allie are together. They are engaged.
Yes.
So
Basically my
that's
wife.
where this
Hi.
comes together.
So all you
Almost.
people out
Not
there
yet.
where she sounds like a fox, she is a fox.
Thank you. Yeah.
But
So
he is that. It's that strong father figure,
Oh, of course,
whatever.
yeah.
Like her dad is a fucking kick-ass dad.
but
he-
my dad's like smoking
emotion-
weed in the back.
Yeah,
and is
like
like
hippie-
I get it. You're doing great, sweetie.
right, hippie, emotional, I'll always be there for you. My dad's like, if you look at her cross, I'll break your dick off type of thing. So it's believable when Danny goes, he was a total fucking asshole to me. It's like, why the fuck you send him in here just to
Also-
chew my fucking ass
Also,
off?
Eric, I love you. Also, Eric, fuck you. That's Jake's dad. And I just full on start crying, and I still get shit to this day
And he
about
was-
Danny. Like, oh, are you gonna fucking cry about it? Fuck you.
And
What? That was one time.
That's
So, speaking of one time, we need to go ahead and play our one sponsor.
oh yeah, we have to give
I love that sponsor
I
spot.
love all our hit sponsors.
Yeah.
we have to give
Message
thanks
from-
to our many sponsor.
Sponsors get at us.
We'll be right back after the break, guys.
Sponsors. All right, guys, welcome back from the break. And, since we were talking about crying stories, you know what makes me feel just so much better if I want to cry?
Yes.
Somebody do the trademark sip.
Oh.
Somebody.
You go ahead.
Yeah, that's how I know, man. It just makes me
Gotta do
smile.
For those little bird lips, you got to open up.
Ooh,
the
little
throat. Come
bird
on.
lips. Yeah, it's like, hold on. Nope, that's still bird lips. Hold on.
Hey, Jake, look, the rookie's trying to chug in your face.
Right. No.
Oh, I thought you were going to fucking spit up.
I thought so too, man.
Do you want me to burp you?
He's got a nice white shirt on.
I know, right?
No barbecue sauce stains on it yet.
Barbecue sauce on my titties.
Oh my gosh.
No, this record's playing backwards.
So when I first started at this job, so I've been working at the dealership for 11 years. Before that, I was a waitress and a cashier at a restaurant. So I've been through some emotional turmoil.
Oh yeah, you
but-
worked at Schmen's Smellicatessen.
Yes.
Hey, if we're saying Ford,
Yeah, we
No,
can say,
it's a
hey, that's
we
not a
can
local
say
chain.
Brent's Deli.
You can say Brent's Deli. They're
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah, it is true.
Like mom and
Okay.
pop, like seriously.
I mean,
They,
it's a
like-
fantastic establishment in my opinion.
Dude,
so
bagel
yeah.
chips drowned in ranch. Oh,
ranch.
Oh.
What the?
dude, bagel
is
chips
good.
and ranch.
Yeah, you dip
dude,
them in
what?
ranch.
Dude, elevate yourself.
That goes in soup, bro.
Oh my god, elevate yourself,
It
bro.
isn't-
Okay, well,
No,
I have some
no.
research to
My-
do this weekend, apparently.
A fucking bagel chip, just like any other chip, is a dip receptacle. Doesn't matter what dip it
Never
gets into.
once have I thought that I would put a bagel and ranch together.
Well, it's a
Yeah.
bagel chip.
But
Doesn't
there's
matter, it's
people-
still a
there's-
fucking bagel.
There's ranch people, and ranch people will do ranch people things.
Yes.
And
Just
there's
like there's
people who don't
fucking
like ranch as much. Like I
nasty
will not
ass-
drink ranch. I will not. Put
I'll,
ranch
I'll
all
throw
over my
ranch on
shit.
some pizza and some wings and stuff
So
like
you
that, like
dip
for
your,
sure.
You dip your pizza in ranch.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a ranch person.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. See, I don't do that.
That's like
Carrots,
because you know
celery,
what- you know
broccoli, whatever, anything.
Ranch people are just like boring food people because everything
Fuck
tastes.
you, Kevin.
Everything
As a
tastes like
ranch person-
ranch.
No.
If there's only ranch as a dipping sauce, then
It's-
that's what I'm using.
It
But
is
if
such a
there's
strong flavor that everything tastes like ranch. You're like, oh, I want a texture that tastes like ranch. Like, it's like, how do you want your ranch to feel in your mouth?
Okay, you know what?
the doctor says I need to eat broccoli, it only tastes good with ranch.
I don't
so-
know why hearing you say, "How do I want the ranch to feel in my mouth?" made me really horny.
Because you like white stuff in your mouth.
Ooh,
Ooh, wow.
Hot take.
Triggered.
Hot take.
Triggered.
Okay, so what brought all of that white sauce into the orbit here was our
That is an amazing transition.
You're
Please
welcome.
don't. Okay.
You're
I
welcome.
didn't want to interrupt.
It
Keep
happened.
going.
stop.
Yeah, I feel like we need to clean up the studio real quick.
So yeah, when I started working at the dealership, it was like a whole different thing. Whole like another echelon of just internal emotional turmoil.
Mhm.
And so, there was some crying, there was some what are you okay?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. I'm doing some deep breathing exercises.
Kevin's or Mike's doing fucking yoga on the side, trying to calm down. And now I used to cry all the fucking time at work, just like on a dime. It's a lot of fucking pressure. And then
And then I came along and slowly killed your insides in more ways than one.
Wait, phrasing.
no,
Hey,
oh my God.
The white
Are we
stuff,
still
bro.
doing that?
White stuff.
That's why we never introduced Jake and I as being fiancéed. Because now there's more
No, that's a verb. I like
more is that a thing?
that. Yeah, that's good.
Now there's more like innuendo there.
In her endo.
Oh my God.
Oh, your parents.
You know what,
listen to
dude?
this,
Your
right?
fucking porpoise bullshit 15 minutes ago. Fuck you.
No one cares about the porpoise.
There was so many dolphin puns. I wanted to shoot myself.
And then we finished
Oh,
talking
God,
about all the
fuck me.
dolphin puns.
So bottom of the line, you're dead inside.
Yeah, I am just dead inside now. How many ever 1,000 month ends?
You kind of get calloused to it in a sense.
And you know what? It kind of sucks too because you get jaded to it. So when you hire new people too, and you're trying to train people, it's
You're
hard not to be
just straight
you know
up.
what? Just fucking shut off all of your emotions.
As soon as your boss is gone, fucking run.
And that's why people don't
just
come
power
back.
through it. You'll be able to get through it. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah,
So to change the mood a tiny bit from dead inside,
just
So-
dead.
with it being month end, and just kind of a quick funny story here. So Ford used to work with Mazda.
Mhm.
Back in the day, they made our engines. It was a great fucking team.
Yep.
So we had a guy come in, and pretty well-known customer. He's worked with me a couple of times. We've already replaced the TCM in his car. We've replaced, rear shocks, wheel bearings, all types of stuff. He rides the car pretty hard, but bottom of the line. He brings it in, and it's on a tow truck this time. I'm like, because he's not really the one to baby it. Even if it sounds like the engine's going to shoot a rod out the side of the fucking
Well,
case.
if it's gonna fail in spectacular fashion.
Right.
Oh, and
Might
there
as well
comes
send
in
it.
the rocket ship.
Yeah, exactly. So it's on a flatbed. I'm like, this
Comes in on the hook.
right, exactly. So they drop it, and I'm like, hey, I asked the guy, I'm like, hey, does it run? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. So he starts it up, and of course,
This is the tow truck driver or the customer?
this is the tow truck driver.
Okay,
The customer was behind him at one point, whatever, but he starts in just sounds like an old locomotive. I'm like, oh, sweet, rod knock. This is fun. So we get it down. He's like, oh, dude, I was just driving it, and just this noise came out of nowhere. I'm like, okay, sure, why not, man? I'm like, we'll look at it, get him into a rental, whatever. He leaves it, and he's like, don't forget, I've got the extended service contract. I'm like, trust me, man, I could never forget. We've already replaced twice the amount of this car's worth. So we get it, give it to one of my techs. He looks at it, he diagnoses it. He goes, the water pump shot, it's got intermix, and there's rod knock. I'm like, well, the rod knock was kind of fucking obvious, but sweet. He's like, so it's going to need an engine, it's going to need the whole long block, whole kit and caboodle.
Flush
Like,
out the cooling system.
exactly.
But, yeah.
So, all right, you got it, man. So, for the people that don't know, the water pump is behind the timing chain cover, and we'll just leave it at that, and I'll return to that. So I call the extended service contract, and I tell them, like, hey, guys, so-and-so, this is what it needs. This is how much it's going to cost. I'm like, probably the ballpark around 10 grand. And he's like, oh, okay. He's like, well, I gotta send you to the powertrain warranty for that because it's way too expensive. I'm like, okay. And he goes, you'll be receiving a call from one of the adjusters. So a couple hours.
They have different departments.
If it gets that expensive, they have different
Okay.
departments. It's when they have to send out an adjuster, or they're going to send out an adjuster, it's that department.
Okay.
So exactly. So I get a call a couple of hours later, and I miss it. So I get a voicemail, and the voicemail is from from what I've finally come to learn, a lady by the name of Gay, Gay
Mhm.
McGee.
Oh, Gay McGee.
Gay McGee.
Wow.
Sounds like what someone would
Wow,
call
wow,
you
wow,
when
wow,
you're in
wow, wow.
5th grade,
Or-
on the playground, Gay McGee.
Exactly.
Somebody calling into Moe's Tavern.
Right. So I call back.
Yeah, is there a Gay McGee here?
Yeah.
Has anyone seen Gay McGee?
So I call back Gay's direct line. Nobody answers. So I call back and I ask for somebody else in Powertrain, and I get Jeff. I'm like, okay, well, at least I know
Okay.
it's. So Jeff goes, or I ask Jeff, I'm like, hey, is Gay in? And he's like, no, she's not. I'm like, perfect. It's a she. I figured it out because
Gay's been in since the 80s, sweetie.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, Gay is actually out right now.
So I'm like, okay, perfect. I know it's a girl. I'm not going to make a fucking fool of myself. So he's like, I'll have her call you back. So however much time passes, I'm sitting there finally at a lull in the day, and I get a call. So I pick it up. I'm like, service, Jake speaking. How can I help you? And I get, hello, Jake. This is Gay McGee. I'm like, no fucking way. And I'm like, hi, Gay, how are you doing? She's like, I'm just fine, darling. It's like, I'm calling you back about the powertrain, about this piece of shit CX-9 you got. And I'm like, what? Whoa, she's a sailor, and she sounds like she smokes a carton and a half
Are
a
you
day.
sure Are you sure it wasn't Roz from Monsters
And
Inc.?
it's funny that
Wazowski.
Yeah,
Mr. Wazowski.
it's funny because I thought the exact same thing, and she goes,
Okay, Jake, it's all like, it's nice to meet you, so I need you to drop the oil pan. I need you to fucking take off the oil or the timing chain
Is she
cover.
cursing?
yes, this
Oh
is
my God,
all.
so
It's
wonderful.
fuck, shit,
Precious.
piss, piece of crap, garbage, what the fuck.
Oh, she speaks our language.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
speaks
good.
our. You
Good.
know that she's been in this business forever.
She don't F around.
Exactly.
So she's like, okay, Jake, so I need you to go and take off the timing chain cover so you can get to that stupid little bastard of the water pumps in there. She's like, we have to make sure there's no intermix with the fucking oil in the water.
She's getting more Jewish.
She is. I'm almost guaranteed that you either way,
McGee.
Miss McGee. Dude, no, funny as shit's like
I
her
don't
maiden
know, man.
her maiden name's probably Shlomowitz.
Oh yeah, it could be her married with.
So I'm like,
to be
okay, no
fair.
problem. So I'm like, we need to drop
To be
this. To be fair. So I'm like, okay, we'll drop the pan. We'll do all of this, whatever. We got that. So I go out to the tech. I'm like, hey, man, this is what you need to do. And he's like, we have to drop the engine, dude. There is no big work that can be done on these where I can just crawl in, remove it, and check everything. So I call her back. And I'm like, hey, Gay, it's Jake again. She's like, hey, Jake, what can I help you with? And she, I go, well, my tech says that the engine needs to be dropped to get to any of this that you want us to do besides the oil pan. She's like, well, I just knew this car was a piece of shit. And I'm like, yeah, you're pretty much right. And she's like, I hated how Ford and Mazda went together and made this into a car. I'm like, oh my God, you're my best friend. And
I
so
want to see what she looks like.
we go back, I'm sure, like
Roz.
3'0"
Roz
Yeah.
from Monsters Inc.
just straight up.
That's the image I'm gonna have.
Right, 3'0", covered in slime and with an AK on her back.
Just moving real slow. She's like filing her nails while talking to you about this.
Exactly.
You hear it in
The
the
sweater
background.
is spectacular, though. I'm sure.
Right.
Oh,
So
yeah, dude, sweater game on point.
Yeah.
so
Oh,
she
yeah.
goes, well, I go, so my tech's gonna have to drop it. Who's gonna pay me?
She's like, darling, you just have to call the customer and tell her that he needs to approve of it. If he doesn't, then he's kind of fucked.
I'm like, oh, sweet. That's all right. It's like, are you gonna call?
No, sweetheart, I don't fucking do that anymore. It's your job.
It's like, okay, cool.
Oh,
She's like,
thanks, Roz.
yeah, she's like, Jake, you've been fucking wonderful. I'll talk to you on Monday.
Oh my God.
So now
was this
you
the
get to
highlight
have-
of your day?
Oh, dude, that made today, for just that like 15 minutes I was talking with her, the day was actually pretty legit. It was a lot of fun though. I have to admit.
Oh my
I
God, I had a lot of fun listening to that voice.
I'm-
It was so good. You know what it kind of reminded me of? Have you ever seen Independence Day?
oh yeah, who the fuck
Okay,
hasn't?
so you
Yeah.
know that one guy, like in the beginning, he's like, "Oh, I have to call my mother."
Oh,
it's,
yes.
He's totally a character actor.
What the
Yeah.
fuck is his name? Yeah,
Okay.
it's the gay gentleman, super dark.
mother. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You guys need to come over to the house and see me.
Oh, that's the guy from damn it, that Robin Williams movie, Miss Doubtfire, right?
Yeah,
Yes!
yes,
Yeah,
He's the one that
he's
does
the
all the
uncle with
makeup.
the makeup.
Yes.
Yeah, he's great.
Yes.
yes.
God, I can't remember his name.
Oh my God.
he's fantastic.
Rest in peace,
He's
Robin
one of
Williams.
those like character actors that you've seen like everywhere, but
Sure.
you don't know who they are. So, in the movie of our lives, we'll cast him as Raw.
So not to completely pitch off, but we also wanted to make sure to give some time to Mr. Noble, and Mike's got something lined up for that.
Oh yeah, so we had
Thank you,
another
Noble.
listener
Nobel.
mail through
Nobel, Nobel.
we had another listener mail through the interwebs to the podcast. I want to give a big shout out to Noble.
Thank you, Noble.
He hails
Thank
from Miami, but he's now currently working in Tennessee.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So
Change of scenery.
Shit, Jesus, yeah.
So he's got a story for us today about a experience with a trainee.
Okay.
So the story goes as such, and I quote, hey guys, I love the podcast. It's legit helping me get through this week that I have 0 hours flagged. LOL. I'm from Miami, but moved to Nashville now.
Pronounced lol.
Lol. Lots of love. I'm from Miami, but moved to Nashville now. And one of the guys put me on your podcast. I'm a Ford tech, trans, diesel, and engine with about 17 years of experience. Got some stories about an apprentice that I will never forget. Ironically, he's one of my best friends. So he got assigned to me after leaving the asset program. Basically, what the asset program is, the asset program is like a quick Ford certification program that doesn't happen necessarily through the dealership. It happens like through a community college or like a trade school program to get you certified to work for the manufacturer through manufacturer training, but just like in a fast-paced type situation.
Okay.
So usually the students that come out of that program are pretty much good to go and, you know, have their wits about them.
It's like ROTC for automotive.
Yeah. It's just, you know, like a very intense trade school that's, you know, sponsored by the manufacturer. In this case, it happens to be Ford. So at first, you know, so he got assigned to me after leaving the asset program. At first, he wanted to do just diesel, and I was the trans engine tech at the time and was backed up. The first day we start working together, I could see why everyone kind of dodged him. Dude did not want to work on anything that wasn't a truck, and it had to be easy.
Man, that just sounds like the perfect job, man. I only want to work on what I want, and it has to be easy.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, it's, you know, you can't really pick and choose, buddy, in this industry.
Well, clearly you can.
Only if you're shop foreman and your name's Mike.
Well, no, I just delegate the work.
Oh, damn, dude, you should have gone into politics. I delegate the work.
Look at fancy words over here.
Okay, I divvy out the work.
Yeah, that'd be better.
Okay, so I decided to give him a phaser job on a transit. Phaser job. Basically what that means is the sprockets that go on the camshaft that drive the camshaft from the crankshaft, and they are hydraulically controlled with oil pressure through electronic solenoids, things like that. So it's how we get camshaft timing, things like that.
Can you set them to stun?
Not those kind of phasers, bud. Okay. I was doing one next to him and told him to either watch me, ask questions, or use the workshop manual. Everything is going smooth until he starts taking apart his transit. I was going to be on vacation for about 3 days that weekend. I told him, bro, if you need anything, just call me.
First mistake.
Yeah.
And I'll be there.
I say the exact same thing to all my guys. You know, whether I'm at work or I'm on vacation, I'm just a phone call away and my phone's usually on. So if you need anything at all, just call me, even if it's not work related. So I understand where he's coming from.
You mean like when we were just about to hop onto the actual trails heading through the Mojave and you got a fucking phone call when we were airing down our tires?
And what did I do? Stop what I was doing and take the phone call.
Yep.
You can always reach me.
100%.
So I definitely understand where Neville's coming from.
If you want
Oh my gosh, it's call me, beat me.
If you want to reach me, Kim Possible.
Shout out to when we were 13 or whatever.
Fuck.
So Noble continues. I leave Friday and head upstate. Saturday fucking morning, I get a call. Hey man, I got the transit done, but I have a check engine light for cam correlation. So he's got a check engine light for, like, you know, a timing code, essentially, right? I'm like, okay, are you sure you timed the engine correctly? He assures me it's timed, and I quote, to the dick.
I remember when I read that, man. It's like, that was effing hilarious, Noble. It's like the to the dick. I have been using the fuck out of that.
That's definitely one that's going to be in my repertoire.
Oh, dude.
From now on.
to one of my texts today, even, I'm all like, he did whatever the damn job was. Like, dude, was it to the dick? And he looked at me like, what the fuck does that mean? It's like, wouldn't you fucking like to know?
You'll understand in a few minutes.
Exactly.
So I said, don't stress it. I'll be there Monday. I pulled up in the morning and the front cover is off. I checked his marks. Everything was fine. His timing marks. Rechecked the timing. So I told him, okay, what did you take off? He tells me, I did what you did. Front cover, valve covers, cams, cam sensors. I was like, what? Wait, cam sensors? Why the fuck did you take the cam sensors out? I looked to the back of the head, and lo and behold, he swapped the intake and the exhaust camshaft sensors.
Hell yeah.
So on this particular engine, the
Yeah.
camshaft sensors are on the back of the valve cover on
Mhm.
one bank
Mhm.
and the back of the cylinder head on the other bank.
Okay.
And they look the same and physically bolt up the same with the same connectors. The only difference is one is colored white and the harness that it connects to is colored white,
Okay.
and one is colored or gray, excuse me, and one is colored black, and the harness that it connects to is black.
Don't you love engineers, man? Sitting there building it. They're like, some poor fuck will be looking at this in a couple of months.
Should we make one a triangle and one a square? Nah, fuck them.
Let's go white and eggshell white for the
Oh my
harness.
God.
Different part numbers do different things. If you were colorblind, they'd probably look the same.
Well, did you hook the pearl white up, or did you hook the?
My one tech is colorblind, and he does wire repair pretty decent. Granted, he has to mark everything, but fuck it, if you get the job done.
That's just like my dad, you know. Hey, what is this? Is this white with a green tracer or green with a yellow tracer? I can't quite tell.
Yeah, we have guys that are colorblind that do show power, and they say they do it by smell. If you turn it on and you can smell something burning, that means you did it.
Oh my God.
Doesn't leave a lot of
You
room
have to use
for.
all of your senses.
Yeah, man.
So he says, I was like, wait, why the fuck? Cam sensor, why the fuck? I looked to the back of the head, and lo and behold, he swapped the intake and exhaust cam sensors. I swapped them around, started the truck, and it was fine. When I asked if he learned anything, all he said was, bro, Ford is a piece of shit.
The most important lesson to be learned here.
Till this day, I talk shit to him about it. That because it's not the first or last time he did something like that. I mean, we all have the stories about, you know, trainees and apprentices.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
you know, they mean well and they're trying to do good, but you know, you weren't supposed to take apart this thing, or you know, in the workshop manual for this procedure, I know for a fact because I've done many of these. It doesn't say anything about taking out the cam sensors or anything like that. They stay in the valve cover when you take the valve cover off, and they stay in the back of the cylinder when you take the cylinder head off.
Yep.
And why would you even? Yeah, I mean, you know, they're color coded, but why would you have moved them around? You know, so people trying to do the best as they can to read and follow the workshop manual and do their mentorees and honorees proud. Just doesn't quite work out sometimes.
Right. And since we're doing like the quick little shouts, I can't honestly remember if we did this, so I'm going to do it again, even if we have. Jean-Luc, huge congratulations on passing your block 3.
Oh,
dude.
block 3. Yeah, I
Yep.
forgot about that. No,
Yeah.
we haven't done that yet.
Someone explain.
Okay, so as best as I can understand, block 3 is...
Congratulations, anyways, even if I don't know what it is.
Jean-Luc.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean,
Jean-Luc.
Card?
Huh?
Card?
Jean-Luc probably shouldn't give his last name away.
Yeah,
No.
I wouldn't without.
no, Jean-Luc is just fine
Nous
enough.
aimons Jean-Luc.
But anyway, yes, congratulations. Block 3, I'm only assuming can mean that it's, you know, a higher level of education,
Oh, just
you
the
know,
next
certifications. You know, so like we have like, you know, a specialist master, senior master, or like, you know, for like our American ASCs. I don't know if that goes over into Canada, but I'm assuming it's something like that.
Educate
You know,
us,
it's like-
Jean-Luc. Let us know.
Yeah. Level 1, you know, specialist, level 2 specialist, you know, expert level 1, expert level 2, things like that. So
Yeah, and he
sounds
said
like he's pretty high up there.
Yeah, and he said after he's got 1 block left and then the red seal.
Well,
Wow, that's great. I'm so excited for him to get all
I can't
of
wait to
this,
learn
that
all
he's going to do
I wish I
great.
was living in Canada because that sounds way fancier than what I got. I didn't get no red seal.
I was going to say, is that kind of like the red berets? I'm interested.
If there's a sash involved, I'm down.
Fucking A, man. And also, Jean-Luc, yes, we are working on stickers. We promise to get those out soon.
Oh, yeah. I
Tell
can't
all
wait.
your friends so more people buy
Hey,
our stuff, and then
I'm a
we
bit of
can
a
make it
sticker
in
whore
mass.
myself.
Okay, so
so-
here's the new thing.
Wet ass Peggy.
We need you guys. We need you guys out there to send in
Fan art.
logo ideas.
Yeah,
we need a new thumbnail. We need like kind of the main logo.
What
for
should
the
be
show.
the face of Customer
Yeah,
States
so send us your
Podcast.
ideas, and like honestly, we'll give you credit and that's about it because we're not going to pay you shit because we don't get paid shit.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you feel about Taco Bell tacos?
Yeah, we'll give you a gift certificate to Bennigan's and some bubblegum.
But yeah, we'll send you swag. But yeah, I mean, sticker ideas, logo ideas, thumbnails, anything you got, guys. That'd be fucking tits.
Yeah, absolutely. Fan art, comments, likes, suggestions,
I would love some
suggestions.
I would love some fucking fan art of you, dude. We will do a contest. It's like I will throw down I will send somebody $20 or $30 via Venmo.
So
all they have is the fake wiener shot, right?
I never posted.
We didn't post the fake wiener from the lava tubes in Mojave.
It's really blurry.
I'll
post the fake wiener. It's very funny.
I will take a picture of Mike face on, and I will give the winner $30. The best fucking fan drawing of Mike, I will fucking Venmo you 30 goddamn bucks.
It's just going to be a bunch of wieners in my face drawn over in the picture. That's not $30. It's not a good.
So did I suck the entire bag of dicks? Or one at a time?
So because we're getting a little close on this, but I still want to hear this. You've got the only way I can really explain this is pussy on fire?
No, I don't like that.
Hot vag?
Sometimes you just get.
I think it's just called a real bad miscommunication.
Yeah,
basically.
Or a comedy of errors in 3 acts.
Act 1.
Comedy comes in 3s, asshole.
Okay, so we had an issue with a customer came in with no appointment and wanted to have the keyless entry code pulled out of the computer so that way they knew the keyless entry code. And normally it's not a big deal, but we're short staffed this week, and she didn't have an appointment, and there's only 2 service advisors and the shop's already backed up. So the service advisor's like, you know what, it's not even worth writing up, generating a repair order on. Just go take a seat in the customer's lounge. Give me 10 minutes. Let me go back there. I'll go grab the keyless entry code for you, and you could be on your way.
Does the keyless entry code not pull up on your guys' VIN information?
No. So we've revised that process now to have when we do the PDIs on the vehicles, in that first repair order that's written on the vehicle, we documented in the story
cool.
for this exact purpose.
Okay, cool.
So that way it doesn't clog up the shop for these sort of things when the customer loses their card.
Okay, cool.
Because it always comes on a card with the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the service advisor's like, go ahead and have a seat in the customer lounge. We'll go ahead and get this taken care of for you. Personally drives the vehicle down to the technician. It takes about 10 minutes to get into that specific software to actually get the keyless entry code out of it. So brings the vehicle back up and hands the lady a piece of paper with a keyless entry code written down on it, because it's it comes off the scan tool. There's not really anything I can print out on there for you. It's just handwritten down on a piece of scratch paper, right? So customer leaves. Next day, gentleman walks in and says, my wife was just in here yesterday trying to get the keyless entry code off of her car, and the service advisor was very rude to her, and it was just written down on a piece of scratch paper, and I wanted something like a piece of real documentation with letterhead on it that said the keyless entry code.
Ford letterhead.
Lobby fucking dog.
Yeah. Okay. So the service advisor says, well, sir, actually, I was the person that was helping your wife, and I wasn't rude at all. In fact, I personally took care of this for her, and she was in and out of here in about 10 minutes, and without an appointment when we were already busy, and she realized that we were busy and short staffed. And what's the problem here? Well, I wanted something on, written down on a piece of paper, with Ford letterhead on it. Well, it comes, and again, he explains it comes off a scan tool or something that we can really print off that. The technician just writes it down on a scratch piece of paper, hands it to me so that you can have the code, and I handed it to your wife. Well, look at the piece of paper that it was written down on. And, he's waving around a piece of paper, and the service advisor's like, yeah, and hands him the piece of paper. And apparently this is one of those, prescription pad sort of things, like a spiff from a doctor's office,
like an advertisement.
Yeah, like an advertisement for some sort of medication or something like that. And the medication happens to be some sort of feminine irritation type product.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Okay, so she went home and she
this
saw
guy
it.
thinks I have stinky badge.
And then she zoomed out and told her husband, yeah, this person is insinuating that I smell or that I...
Honey, this jackass thinks I have itchy puss.
So I'm assuming
don't say that. I don't
I'm
like
assuming that that's what the customers were thinking, was that we were doing it as a joke or
Fuck
whatever.
you, Jake.
And we obviously said no. I mean, they just grab whatever piece of paper is laying around to write me down
But
the
where
code.
did it come from?
Okay, so after the customer had left, we figured out the technician that had worked on the vehicle, and this technician is an older gentleman. He's single.
He used to be a gynecologist.
Not with those fingers.
Oh my god.
They're like fucking goddamn kielbasa's.
Yeah. Rich has some pretty big fingers. So anyway, we go down and we ask Rich.
Who goes down?
the service advisor and I.
Oh.
Right now.
So we go down and we ask the technician, hey man, so what's going on with this specific piece of paper? Where did you get this from? Why do you have this? Well, I don't know. It's like
Something I had in my back pocket.
Let's take that scratch pad from you. We'll get you another one just in case it has to go on something important.
Okay, so
Yeah, explain that picture.
Can
We'll
I
post
talk
it.
about this?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm looking at the picture right now.
We will post this.
Can I say what it?
Yeah, of course
Yes,
you can.
absolutely.
Of course you
It
can.
says Gynazol, rapid relief, one time, anytime, and it's got a picture.
It's kind of like the tail of a tampon with a fucking
Yeah, so
fire
it's like an
extinguisher at the end.
applicator,
That's exactly
and
what it is.
it's got a pink applicator at the end
Right.
pink fire extinguisher, because
Does
we
it?
all know that pink means
Woman.
vagina, I guess.
Oh yeah, holy
Your
shit.
words, not ours.
Oh holy shit! It is pink.
Yeah, it's a pretty special little scrap piece of paper.
It's like
Just another total random
do you
event.
ever feel that
Gynazol.
uncomfortable feeling
Yeah.
down there?
Gynazol 1%, butonozonerol nitrate, vaginal cream 2%, rapid relief one time, anytime.
Get at us. We're looking for sponsorships.
It's like for yeast infections or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
What's
I'm actually curious, like, where in life is
Gynazol,
that-
get at me.
but where in life is that pad of paper appropriate? Like, are you going to get that to your patient? No, because
Dude,
that's
he
insinuating. They're not going to take it to the pharmacy. You're not going to
Right.
get that to your. That's not your
Is
like
this like
shopping
where
list.
you write the prescription for
No,
Gynazol?
no.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, where?
You know what? If anybody's out there and has like a Viagra fucking
Scratch
prescription pad,
that at least is kind of funny, I guess. But like
this
that,
is funny.
Listen,
that is,
you know what?
I guess
Maybe
maybe that's
in
what
a-
it is. It's just kind of a gag thing. They're like, hey, like you're a doctor, you get a kick out of this. Like,
I'm-
see how many people you can make.
I'm
comfortable
thinking
with this.
Someone made a decision though of like, does your vagina itch so bad that it feels on fire, and we should put a fire extinguisher so you can fucking extinguish your vag fire.
Yeah, this was definitely a boardroom of men. They're like, yeah, we
Yes,
get a fire
it
extinguisher.
was.
It's like
You know
your
what?
bad's on
Let me
fire.
shtup a fire extinguisher
Allie,
up your cooch.
labia majornum.
Oh my god.
in a gynecologist's office, maybe that piece of paper isn't so out of place, but in the automotive industry, it's a little.
I'm
it's a
thinking
little
this
who
guy
the fuck
is-
wants to get a note from his buddy, his other buddy who's a gyno? Who wants to get a note on a piece of paper with a fucking fire extinguisher talking about your pussy being
I
itchy?
personally
Like,
think it's hilarious. Look at how much
Right.
conversation has
It's
gotten
great.
so far.
Personally, I think that he probably like went to like an urgent care or something like that. Was in the room,
Found it.
saw that pad. He's like, "That's fucking hilarious."
He was trying to steal the doctor's prescription pad, and he got that instead.
He's
Do you
like,
think
"God damn, I
there's,
can't
like-
get any vaginazole for myself, so this pad is the next best thing."
Wait, do you think that there's like a place on eBay that sells like
Fake prescription little
or
thing.
real?
Definitely
Like,
not.
do you have a discharge that comes
Oh
from your
God!
nipples or whatever? I don't know.
Actually, now that you mention it,
Hey, that's a good website idea or a sales point. You know, it's like just weird pads, like weird medical pads and shit.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody needs scratch paper.
Do
I
you
myself
have-
have tons of scratch pads.
Do you have crippling dick thrombosis?
It's like the losing Super Bowl team. You know,
Send all that shit to
Yeah.
third world countries.
What are we gonna do with all these fucking shirts?
Like it didn't make the clinical trials.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It's like failed.
Turn your vagina inside out.
That would be horrible.
Okay, that would be.
Pink sock.
Stop it!
Ah, I got her.
Kevin's mom listens to this.
And it's all worth it to see that reaction.
Oh my god.
You want to see it again? Cummy Wummies.
No.
Jeez.
Oh,
Well, I think with that, it's time to end the episode.
my god. Oh my god.
Sorry, guys, gotta call it.
I'm so sorry.
Somebody,
You're offended. I'm sorry.
somebody has got to be that guy.
I want to thank everybody in the studio here. Thank you, Ali. Thank you,
Welcome.
Jake. Thank
Yep,
you,
yep,
Kevin. You guys
you.
are awesome.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you. I
Thank
see you.
You guys
I see
are
you.
quite welcome. You guys are always more than welcome to contact us on the interwebs and social medias.
Social medias.
We are available at Twitter and Instagram at customer_states. Facebook at facebook.com/customerstatespodcast. Our email is customerstatespodcast@gmail.com. We love to hear from you guys, whether it's an idea about a story for an episode or the fan art that Jake talked about. Comments, likes, suggestions.
Yeah, we had some topic suggestions recently.
Topic
That's
suggestions.
welcome.
Yep.
If you have anything that specifically pissed you off, it's like send it in. It's or even just a brag, like how
Tell us if you got your block right.
exactly, Mr.
Yeah.
Jean-Luc. So we're here to listen. We love that shit. And also from last week to this week, guys, we had 700 extra listens. So a huge thank you to the new listeners, the old listeners, anybody who's telling friends, anybody who's given us a chance.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We do this not only just to unwind on Friday, but we do it to make you guys happy. We like this all intertwined family thing that's going on. So seriously, thank you so much.
We're all in this together, and to be able to share our experiences and stories with you makes it that much better.
Absolutely.
All right.
So,
Well, guys, until next week,
thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
we'll see you for episode 8. Peace.
Peace.
Love you.
Oh, God.
It's going to be a thing.